All right, welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're diving deep into a topic that I know a lot of people are really curious about.
Oh, yeah.
Ways to boost male fertility and increase sperm count.
Hmm.
Big topic, obviously.
Absolutely.
And the source we're working with today is this fantastic article from Healthline
Okay.
called 10 Ways to Boost Male Fertility and Increase Sperm Count. And it's great because it was medically reviewed and updated pretty recently, June of this year.
That's great.
So we know we've got good, solid information to work with.
Hmm.
And, we'll try to cover as much as we can,
Right.
hit the high points, and
Absolutely.
give you kind of a good overview of what's out there.
Yeah, so folks can kind of get a good sense of what this all means.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So before we get into the nitty-gritty of the 10 tips,
Look.
can we just kind of back up for a second?
Of course.
And define male infertility?
Sure.
What are we even talking about here?
So male infertility is basically when, after a year
Okay.
of trying, you're unable to get your partner pregnant.
Gotcha. That's the clinical definition.
Okay, so a year is kind of the
Cutoff.
cutoff point.
Exactly.
Okay, so if you're listening to this and you're in that situation,
Right.
this might be
This is for you.
particularly relevant to you.
Exactly.
The article presents 10 evidence-based methods to potentially improve fertility.
Okay.
And I wanted to start with one that I thought was really interesting.
Sure.
D-aspartic acid, or DAA.
Yeah, DA, that's a good one.
What's the deal with this?
So this is an amino acid
Okay.
that's actually found naturally in semen.
Interesting.
And some studies have shown that it can actually boost both your testosterone levels and sperm count.
Oh, wow.
In fact, one study showed a 100% increase in sperm count and motility.
100%.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
That's huge.
Yeah, so,
So is it really that simple, though?
well,
Like you just pop a pill and you're good to go?
unfortunately, it's not a cure-all.
Some research suggests that it might not be effective if your testosterone levels are already within a healthy range.
Okay.
And in some cases, high doses of DAA could even cause testosterone levels to decrease.
Oh, wow. So it's
It's not a simple.
it's not a straightforward thing.
Exactly.
There's more to it.
Yeah, a lot of these things with health and science, it's complex.
Right. It's not.
There are a lot of
There's
factors.
a one-to-one kind of thing.
Exactly.
But it could be worth investigating.
For sure.
Right.
Definitely.
I guess it comes back to working with your doctor and figuring out what's right for your specific situation.
Absolutely personalize it.
Okay, cool. What about exercise?
Yeah.
I mean, we always hear that staying active is good for your overall health,
Sure.
but does that apply to fertility as well?
Absolutely. So regular exercise can definitely help boost testosterone levels and improve sperm quality.
Okay, so,
More is always better.
well, that's where it gets a little bit more complicated.
Yeah. So there's a study in 2017 that suggested that high-intensity exercise
Okay.
might be the most beneficial.
Okay.
But then more recently, just last year, there was a study that came out that suggests that too much exercise
Mm-hmm.
could actually have a negative impact.
Oh,
So again, it's finding that balance.
right. It's not just like,
Pushing yourself to the limit all the time.
right. It's about finding that sweet spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes
It's like a lot of things in life.
Yeah.
Totally. Moderation is key.
Okay, so we've talked about, like, taking DAA potentially.
right.
We've talked about exercise.
Yep.
What about diet?
Oh, yeah.
Does the article mention anything about specific foods or nutrients that are particularly beneficial for male fertility?
It does, yeah. One of the key nutrients that it highlights is vitamin C.
Okay.
And vitamin C is a powerful antioxidant.
Antioxidant. Now, remind me what that means again.
So basically, your body is constantly fighting off these harmful molecules called free radicals.
And these free radicals can cause what's called oxidative stress,
Okay.
which can damage your cells, including sperm cells.
Gotcha.
And antioxidants, like vitamin C, help to neutralize these free radicals.
Oh, okay.
So they protect your cells from damage.
So if you're exposed to things that increase oxidative stress,
Right.
like pollution, for example,
Exactly.
then having enough vitamin C is going to be especially important for protecting your sperm.
You got it.
Okay.
And this could also be relevant for people who have certain health conditions that might increase oxidative stress.
Interesting. Okay, so vitamin C is a real multitasker.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It does a lot for us.
For sure.
The article also talks about stress,
Right.
which I can imagine would not create like the most ideal environment
No,
for trying to conceive.
no, and it's not just the mood, although obviously that plays a role.
Sure.
When you're stressed, your body produces more cortisol,
Okay.
which is the stress hormone, and If you're chronically stressed,
Right.
those high cortisol levels can actually interfere with testosterone production.
Oh, wow. So stress can actually like throw your hormones out of whack.
It can.
Yeah, that's wild.
The mind-body connection is a powerful thing.
It really is. And a 2020 study found that chronic stress and burnout were linked to both erectile dysfunction and reduced sexual satisfaction.
It's all connected.
Wow. So it's not just about feeling good, it's actually about
It impacts everything.
improving your chances of conceiving.
Absolutely.
So managing stress is important.
Very important.
Okay, what about vitamin D?
Okay.
I've heard that linked to testosterone as well.
You're right. There have been studies that suggest a connection between vitamin D and testosterone levels.
Okay.
However, a 2020 review found that vitamin D supplements alone didn't provide a clinically significant boost in testosterone.
So it's not like a magic bullet.
Right. Popping a vitamin D pill isn't going to solve the problem.
Gotcha.
It's about addressing multiple factors.
Right. It's not as simple as just taking a supplement.
Exactly.
It's interesting.
That's fascinating, isn't it?
It is, yeah. So what else did the article discuss?
Well, in addition to those lifestyle factors,
Okay.
the article also highlights a couple of herbs that have shown some potential
Okay.
in boosting male fertility.
Interesting.
One is Tribulus terrestris, which you might know as puncture vine.
Puncture vine, okay.
Yeah, it's got a few different names.
It's not ringing a bell.
But it's been used traditionally in various cultures for its medicinal properties.
Gotcha.
And a 2016 study actually suggested that Tribulus terrestris could potentially increase both sperm motility and fertility.
Interesting. So it's not just about like what you're eating.
Right.
It's about like specific plants and herbs that might have
Exactly.
some unique benefits.
Yeah, there's a whole world of natural remedies out there.
Cool. What about fenugreek?
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that a spice?
Yes, it is.
Like you use in cooking.
You got it, but it's the extract of fenugreek, not the spice itself,
Okay.
that's been studied for male fertility.
Gotcha.
And both a 2016 study and a 2020 review found that fenugreek extract
Okay.
might improve testosterone levels
Okay.
and even erectile function.
Interesting.
So it's a powerful little plant.
So we got lifestyle changes, we got vitamins, we got herbs.
Yeah.
Anything else on this list?
Well, the article also emphasizes the importance of zinc,
Okay.
which is a crucial mineral
Uh-huh.
that plays a vital role in testosterone production and sperm quality.
I know zinc is important for the immune system, but I didn't realize it was so closely connected to fertility as well.
It is, yeah.
Okay.
So low zinc levels are linked to both low testosterone and poor sperm quality.
So if you're thinking about taking zinc supplements, should you get tested first?
You absolutely should.
Okay.
Yeah, it's always best to consult with your doctor.
Right.
And get tested before starting any new
Yeah,
supplement.
right, because you don't want to be supplementing if you don't need to.
Exactly. You want to know what your levels are.
Okay, cool. So we've covered quite a few vitamins and minerals already.
Yeah.
What other interesting things did this article bring up?
Well, there are two other herbs that are particularly intriguing,
Okay.
ashwagandha and maca root.
Ashwagandha, now that rings a bell.
Yeah.
Isn't that used in Ayurvedic medicine?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, okay.
It's an ancient Indian herb with a long history of use for various health purposes.
Okay.
And when it comes to male fertility, the results are pretty remarkable.
Really?
One study found that men who took ashwagandha for 3 months
Okay.
saw a 167% increase in sperm count.
167%?
Yeah.
That's what I call a boost.
It's pretty impressive.
Wow. I'm really curious to learn more about this ashwagandha.
Yeah, it's definitely worth looking into.
Yeah.
And there's more. A 2022 review by the American Urological Association
Okay.
actually supported these findings and showed a 14% boost in testosterone.
Okay, so that's definitely something you might want to look into further if
Absolutely.
you're trying to improve your fertility.
Yeah.
What about maca root? What's the story with that one?
So maca root is a Peruvian plant that's traditionally been used to enhance libido and fertility.
Okay.
And a 2015 study showed that maca root increased both sperm count and motility in healthy men.
Okay.
And a 2019 review actually backed up its potential benefits,
Okay.
especially for libido and genital disorders.
So both ashwagandha and maca root sound like they have some serious potential.
They do.
Yeah.
It's amazing how nature provides such powerful remedies.
It's like having a whole pharmacy in your backyard.
It really is, yeah.
Yeah.
But remember, as with any supplement or herb, talk to your doctor
Right. Of course.
before adding them to your routine.
Good point.
They can help you determine if they're appropriate for you
Oh.
and ensure that they don't interact with any medications you might be taking.
Right. Okay, so we've talked a lot about like specific things you can take.
Right.
But what about more general lifestyle tips?
Sure.
Did the article mention anything about that?
It did, yeah.
Yeah.
It emphasized the importance of maintaining a healthy weight,
Okay.
eating a balanced diet.
Ah, the classics.
The classics, yeah.
Yeah. They really do apply to just about everything.
They really do. And, of course, quitting smoking
Right.
and
Yeah.
limiting alcohol consumption
Of course.
are always good ideas, especially when it comes to reproductive health.
So it's not just about adding things, it's also about
It's about making healthy choices.
making healthy choices overall.
Exactly. Creating a healthy environment for your body, both inside and out.
I love that.
Yeah.
Creating a healthy environment.
That's a great way to put it.
That's a great takeaway.
It is.
So we've covered a lot of ground here. We
Yeah.
talked about D-aspartic acid,
Yeah.
exercise, vitamin C, stress management, vitamin D, tribulus terrestris,
It's a mouthful.
fenugreek, zinc, ashwagandha, and maca root.
We got through it.
It seems like there's a lot of different things that can potentially help boost male fertility.
There are.
And it's important to remember that everyone's different.
Absolutely.
So what works for one person might not work for another.
Exactly. It's not a one-size-fits-all approach.
Right. Okay, so we're going to take a quick pause here, but when we come back,
Okay.
we'll kind of delve a little deeper into
Yeah.
this idea of the individual nature of male infertility
Sound good.
and what that means for you on your personal journey.
Looking forward to it. You know, it's important to emphasize that while the article does offer like 10 potential ways to boost male fertility,
Right.
there's no like single magic bullet.
Right. So even if something worked for your friend or you read about it online,
Right.
it's not a guarantee that it's going to work for you.
Exactly. And that's why it's so important to understand like the root cause
Okay.
of the infertility.
So you're saying blindly trying different supplements without really understanding
Right.
what the underlying issue is might not be the most effective approach.
Exactly. Yeah. There could be a range of factors at play.
Okay.
Underlying medical conditions,
Right.
hormonal imbalances, lifestyle factors, even genetic factors.
So working with a doctor to really figure out what's going on is crucial.
Absolutely. Yeah. They can run tests,
Right.
assess your overall health,
Mhm.
and then create a personalized plan for you.
So that plan might involve some of the things we've already talked about,
Exactly.
like lifestyle changes,
Yep.
supplements, or other medical interventions.
It's about finding what works best for you.
Right. And not kind of self-diagnosing and treating
Exactly.
based on what you read online.
Yeah. Don't Dr. Google yourself.
Right, exactly. Okay, so the article also brought up another point that I thought was interesting.
Right.
It talked about how the use of electronics
Oh, yeah.
could potentially impact male fertility.
Right.
Really? So you mean like our phones and our laptops?
Yes, exactly. So some studies suggest that electromagnetic radiation from devices like laptops and cell phones
Okay.
might negatively affect sperm quality.
Oh, that's something I actually had not thought about before.
Yeah, it's a relatively new area of research.
Okay.
But the article did suggest limiting exposure
Okay.
to electronics, especially in the lap area.
So not spending hours with your laptop on your knees. Exactly. Yeah, just being mindful of where you're placing your devices,
Okay.
especially for prolonged periods.
So it's like all those little things.
Yeah, those little things can add up.
that can really add up.
Right, and it kind of ties back into what we were discussing earlier about taking a holistic approach.
Right.
It's not just about like taking a supplement.
Right.
It's about looking at all aspects of your lifestyle
Right.
and making choices that support your overall well-being.
Creating that healthy ecosystem
I love that, yeah.
for your body to thrive in.
Creating a healthy environment for your body.
And remember, even small adjustments can make a big difference.
Absolutely.
Taking breaks from your phone,
Yep.
getting enough sleep, managing your stress, eating a healthy diet.
Creating healthy habits, both physically and mentally.
Right. And, it's important to acknowledge that this whole journey can be
Oh, absolutely.
emotionally challenging as well.
Yeah, infertility can be a very challenging experience, both for individuals and couples.
So finding support systems is crucial,
Absolutely.
whether it's through friends or family or support groups. And don't be afraid to seek professional help
Right.
from therapists or counselors who specialize in infertility.
It can make a world of difference.
Having that emotional support.
Exactly. It's okay to ask for help and support during this process.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground today,
We have.
from specific supplements to broader lifestyle changes
Yep.
to the importance of seeking professional guidance.
It's a lot to take in.
It is, but I think the key takeaway is that
Yeah,
there is hope
absolutely.
and there are things that you can do
For sure.
to potentially boost male fertility
Right.
But it's about taking that personalized and holistic approach
Finding what works for you.
and being patient with yourself
Absolutely.
in the process.
It's a journey, not a sprint.
Well said. Now, before we wrap up this deep dive, is there anything else
Yeah.
you think our listeners should keep in mind?
You know what really struck me in this article was the emphasis on the individual nature.
Of infertility.
Yeah.
It's not one size fits all.
Right.
What works best really depends on the individual and their specific issues.
So it's about understanding your own body
Exactly.
and what it needs.
Yeah, and not comparing yourself to others,
Right.
but focusing on your own unique path.
And this kind of brings me to a thought that I had when I was reading this article.
Okay.
It mentions that sometimes, even after all the tests and lifestyle changes,
Right.
the exact cause of infertility remains unclear.
Yeah, that could be really frustrating.
Right. To go through all of that
Yeah.
and still not have a clear answer.
Exactly.
But even in those cases,
Yeah,
there's still hope.
absolutely.
The article highlighted that focusing on overall health and well-being can sometimes lead to improvements in fertility,
Right.
even when the root cause remains a mystery.
It's like creating fertile ground for conception,
Yeah.
even if we don't fully understand all the intricacies involved.
Optimizing your health on all levels,
Yeah.
physically, mentally, and emotionally.
I love that that's a really empowering way to look at it.
And who knows, maybe by focusing on those foundational elements, those
Yes.
pillars of well-being,
Yeah,
you might just unlock the door to parenthood in ways you hadn't even imagined.
absolutely. It's about trusting your body's innate wisdom and supporting it in the best way you can.
You know, it's funny. I was just thinking as you were talking that we often get so focused on like the specific steps, like what supplements to take or what tests to get.
Right.
But maybe sometimes the answer is actually simpler than that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's more about just like creating the right conditions
Interesting.
for your body to flourish.
Yeah, that's a really good point. It's like tending a garden,
Yeah.
You can plant the seeds and you can give them water,
Right.
but ultimately it's about creating that optimal environment for them to grow.
And that environment includes not just the physical aspects,
Right.
but the mental and emotional ones as well.
Absolutely. And I think that's a really empowering message
Yeah.
for anyone on this journey.
Mhm.
You have the power to create that healthy environment for yourself,
Right.
to nurture your body and your mind.
And who knows, maybe by focusing on those foundational elements,
Yeah.
you might just unlock the door to parenthood in ways you hadn't even imagined.
I love that it's about trusting your body's innate wisdom
Yeah.
and supporting it in the best way you can.
Well, this has been such a fascinating deep dive.
It has.
We started with those 10 specific tips from that Healthline article, but I
Yeah.
feel like we've uncovered so much more than that.
We've explored the complexities of male infertility,
Right?
the importance of personalized approaches, the power of lifestyle changes,
Yeah.
and, the potential of both modern medicine and ancient wisdom.
Yeah. And I think most importantly, we've really highlighted the fact
Yeah,
that there is hope
absolutely.
and there is a path forward.
Yeah.
It might not always be a straight line.
Right,
It might require some patience and some perseverance,
for sure.
but there are things you can do to take control of your fertility journey.
Absolutely. And remember, knowledge is power.
Yes.
We really encourage you to use this information, to have an open and honest conversation with your doctor.
Yeah.
They can help you navigate the complexities of male infertility
Yeah.
and create a personalized plan that's right for you.
And don't forget, you're not alone on this journey.
Absolutely not.
There are resources available, there are communities of support,
Yeah.
and professionals who can guide you every step of the way.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Yes, thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure.
And to our listener, we hope you found this episode informative and inspiring.
Absolutely.
Till next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep diving deep